Kids learning to e-foil. Journey here. This is my son. He's my middle son. Is 8 years old, and he e-foils. A bunch of my kids e-foil. Teaching kids to e-foil is pretty easy. You know, they can kind of learn anything. These are just a video with some tips and tricks that we find helpful, not just for my kids, but when we teach other people's kids to e-foil. Number one, just keep it fun and don't be rushed to get them up foiling. And then there's some key items to keep them safe, stuff you don't think about when you teach adults. We'll go through them kind of one by one, but really can't emphasize enough with the kiddos, you want to just keep it fun and really don't worry about the foiling or, doing it properly. You want them to be safe, but they're going to want to just go out there and play around on the board, and that's okay as long as they're doing it in a safe manner.
My name is Journey. I like water sports. I go to Geneva. I'm in second grade.
You're going into
Third grade.
Third grade. What other water sports do you do?
I surf ski.
Surf ski, what's that?
Well, it's basically kind of like a canoe, but super thin. And then it's for racing.
More like it's a kayak, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a kayak. And it's for racing and the waves.
Yeah, cool. All right, you excited to get going? Look at all these people. So the first item we're going to talk about is depowering the unit. I always start at 1. I literally set it all the way down to 1 for the kiddos, and don't tell them how to change it. Don't let them see you how to change it. And then you tell them, hey, go out on this. When you need more power, come in, and I'll change it for you and bump it up. And then one at a time. But even like 3 is good for the kiddos a lot of times. Don't rush to kind of get that power setting up. Leave it nice and low for them. So the second item is making sure that the kids turn off the controller. You gotta turn it off every time you fall off the board, and then don't turn it on until they get back on the board. So you'll see Journey here, he just fell. So first thing he did is turn that controller off, and then he's gonna get all the way back in the cockpit here. He's just messing around. He'll get on the board, and then you'll see him turn that handset back on. That's what you want him to do every time. You have to make it a thing. They can hit other people with the board if it's on and different stuff. So you want to make sure and have them turn it off. Next is lay out a riding zone or a riding area, especially if you don't have another e-foil or another watercraft out there. The kids don't think about stuff like, if the battery has an issue, or if they, lose a remote or whatever, run out of juice. They just don't think about it. Maybe get something caught in the prop. They just don't think about any of that. So, they could be 3 miles away and have an issue where you couldn't even see them. Like they'll just go, and you have no connection to them. So the first thing I always do is have them head out on their own. After I lay out a riding area and say, hey, come back in, and I'll bump up the power. And see if they followed the directions. If they didn't stay within the area, we talk about it right then, and I won't bump up the power for them unless they follow directions. So you say, hey, it's set on 1, come back in, and I'll bump it up. And if they do exactly like I asked and stay in the riding area, then we'll bump it up for them. And that's just a good heads up, and that's a good idea to do that. Just keep them close so you can see them. If you have another e-foil, then it's no big deal, and you guys can just stay together and ride with them out there in the water. Okay, so what do you do when you fall off the board, Journey?
I turn off the remote, swim back to it, get back on the board from the back, then turn it back on, then I slowly go, then I get onto my knees.
You don't slowly go. You rip it. As soon as you turn the thing on, you rip it, right? That's okay. The point is, every time you fall, what do?
You always turn it off.
Always turn it off until you're all the way on top of the board, right? Mm-hmm. Good job. What's your favorite part of e-foiling?
Just messing around.
Like messing around? What about the foiling? You finally got up and foiled, right? You like foiling on your feet?
Yeah, it's
okay. Not as much fun as messing around, though? Messing around's the best. All right, let's go see you ride. So kids are going to probably ride the e-foils differently than adults. A lot of them don't foil. Some of them get right up in foil, or they're foiling on their knees or their hands or whatever. As long as they're doing it safely, just let them kind of ride it and have fun. Don't worry about, making them do it properly is what I've found. Just make sure they have fun and are enjoying the e-foils. And that brings us to our last and final tip. Just have fun. Anything with kids. If you keep it fun, they're going to want to keep doing it for a long time to come, and they'll be excited about e-foiling with mom or dad or the group every single time if you make sure they have fun every time. So hope this video was helpful. We sell e-foils every day to people just like you. If you're looking for one or looking for an extra one for the rest of your family, please give us a call, or you check us out online, HoustonKiteboarding.com, or our West Coast store, PacificNorthSports.com. We can help you out with wetsuits, helmets, e-foils, wing foil gear, whatever you need to get on the water, we can make that happen. Thanks for watching. We'll see you out there. Nice, dude. Woo! What do you say?